Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem.
Thy land is prosperous, hail the people in peace. In the mornings light believing, keeping thy name's grace. Thy land in unity, commune to please, journeying to achieve, keeping thy legacy. Thy land of justice grows in truth, in common peace, keeping thy noble pursuits. Landova, thy beauty unfolds. Landova, thy beauty unfolds. Landova, majesty behold. Landova, presence untold. Landova, thy blessings unfold. Thy land in unity, commune to please, to please, to plead to and please, journeying to achieve, keeping thy legacy. Thy land of justice grows in truth, in common peace, keeping thy noble pursuits. Oh, Landova, thy prosperity reigns. Landova, unity sustain. Landova, thy justice remains.
Good morning, dear Landovians. Good morning to our cabinet, to Vice President Bailey, to the senators, representatives, colleagues, and to all. A huge milestone has been reached in the past year we have experienced. Today, we are here in the newly built civilization. I would like to thank and congratulate all who made this possible for establishing Portum, Dugstone, and Semper here in Ocelot Island. Today we are here at the University of Vanpay. They completed the construction of the school last Tuesday, which is just in time and right on schedule for our address today. I commend builders, engineers, and architects who made this possible in a short span of time. Now, why are we here to address the nation? The answer is simple. We like to personally meet and know what the youth needs, especially in this new civilization. I would like to thank the administration of the University of Vanpay for having us and the whole national government to convene here. Back in the mainland, it has been weirdly off. Nonetheless, the University of Vanpay is the first ever high-level institution in the whole of Landova. Our educational standards have been a low high. Undergraduates pursue classes outside of our country, or have tested other alternative modes of learning, which have greatly affected their educational experiences. To this day forward, later after this address, I will officially inaugurate the University of Vanpay as the Center for Biological and Environmental Sciences institution in Landova. This public university will be home to biotechnical research, geology, and environmental sciences. I hope many would like to pursue this kind of field for the community. While we are here in Ocelot Island, several of our cabinet representatives want to adopt an experimental test for the whole region. Automobiles in Ocelot Island will be free of carbon footprint emissions, zero emission. Ocelot Island SAR will prohibit the use of conventional gasoline or diesel-powered vehicles, with the exception of industrial use vehicles, such as semi-trailer trucks and bulldozers. Our Department of Environmental Protection released a memorandum of agreement with automobile companies. Automobile companies will provide a discounted price on smart electric cars on the island as a joint venture between automobile companies and local governments in Ocelot Island. Ocelot Island will also promote bicycles and segways as the primary means of personal transportation. We already know that roads here are not that wide, and we might experience clogging on roads because of traffic. We like to ensure that many would resort to cars. and many would resort to simple means of transportation like walking, bicycling, or using segways. That, however, might limit the number of vehicles in Ocelot Island. Local officials and representatives may have to discuss how it can be implemented. Moreover, if we were to go down and cross the street outside, the Semper General Hospital is still down on electricity. The hospital was built months ago, and no electricity has been connected to the entire building. The hospital has been abandoned already, without even being utilized. I don't know why they are even doing that. Build a building and do not even do wiring connections inside. We are aware that the electrical supply is limited on the whole island. The Department of Power and Energy, with several concerned citizen representatives, would like to propose the building of the Vampay geothermal power plant. Since Ocelot Island sits over a volcanic hotspot, why not harness that energy and provide electricity to the whole region? The Department of Power and Energy will provide easy access to renewable energy through harnessing geothermal energy from Vampay scutum volcano. The proposed Vampay geothermal power plant will harness this energy through drilling wells near the volcano. Flash steam plants will take high-pressure hot water from deep inside the earth and convert it to steam that drives generator turbines. After the steam or hot water is used, it's cooled and re-injected into the ground to maintain reservoir pressure and sustainability. According to the Landova Geological Sciences and Survey Agency, Vampay scutum volcano, unlike any other known volcanoes worldwide, would not explode colossally in the near future, since it only exhibits a type of small eruption called an effusive eruption. Since Vampay scutum volcano is a shield volcano, short fact that is scutum is a Latin word for shield. Thus the name is a shield volcano. However, people should not go near the volcano no matter what. A 1-kilometer restriction zone has been imposed at the center of the volcano. This means people are not allowed to go within the 1-kilometer radius of the restricted zone, nor build infrastructure around it. Congress has filed a bill to extend the restriction zone to 1.5 kilometers. Scientists have said the Vampay scutum volcano has almost the same characteristics as the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii. Moving on, due to rising concerns and controversies about Americans migrating to Landova, it has been a big concern now about the massive influx of them migrating here. The Department of State Affairs reports a 230% increase in American citizens migrating to Landova in the past 3 months. They have already been alarmed about this also. Our cabinet, as well as Congress, has already filed a bill to take countermeasures. The Comprehensive Migration Control Measures Act and the Revised Permanent Residencies and Citizenship Requirements Act have been filed in Congress to tighten and regulate the influx of immigrants. Now, what is this Comprehensive Migration Control Measures Act? The objective of this proposed law is to regulate and manage the influx of foreign nationals, ensure national security, preserve socio-economic stability, and uphold international obligations. We will revise and add additional measures to take hold of this law. First is to heighten the immigration and border control enforcement in all entry and exit points of Landova. We want to know how much movement has already been there, whether foreigners or Landovians. Second is to impose stricter approval of residency and citizenship. The Revised Permanent Residencies and Citizenship Requirements Act, a supplement of this bill, will provide the clauses of the revisions. To put it into summary, it will now not be easy for foreign nationals to acquire residency or citizenship in our country. Third is to establish seasonal temporary entry moratoriums. This will limit the entry movement of people, especially in peak seasons, such as the holidays and elections in some countries. Fourth is to deport nationals with undocumented stays, criminal activity, or overall misconduct in or out of Landova. The existing measures we have are to not deport them, since we cannot assume or have the right proper documentation to deport or hold them liable for such alleged misconduct. Therefore, we will now be holding this and deporting them right away. We will cooperate with the appropriate authorities from the country of origin of foreign nationals through their embassies, consuls, diplomats, or foreign secretaries to repatriate them. Fifth, provide legal aid and humanitarian assistance to foreign nationals seeking asylum. It would require the need of approval from their embassy, consulate, or diplomat of their home country. This is as simple as we would want to make them sure for their safety. We are still bound to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, wherein Article 14 of the UDHR states that everyone has the right to seek and to enjoy in other countries asylum from persecution. Sixth, and lastly, authorize the President of Landova and the Secretary of State Affairs to impose or declare emergency powers over migration surges and border closures. If the situation is becoming tougher, we are ready to impose this when the time comes. In spite of this proposed law, Landovians should not worry, since we have the utmost right to return to our country regardless of restrictions. Moving on, I have signed Executive Order 0825C, where local governments are now authorized to request proposed budget allocation for their locality. This EO has been signed due to the plea of a mayor whose village hasn't received its necessary local funds. However, though, certain proposals are subject to the confirmation of the Department of Finance and Budget Management and the finance committees in both legislative houses. The accepted local government budget allocation will then be added to the proposed national budget for the next fiscal year. Different administrative levels have a set maximum budget limit on the requested proposed budget. This is not unlimited funds. We're not getting the funds to sustain your full-grown high-class world. No, we don't do that here. Hence, we like to plan your budgeting on how you will use these funds. Corruption in this country is extremely small, and I am satisfied with that. Likewise, due to alleged poor governance and lack of public funds, there are rumors that White Tone Village will be a failed state or failed village. What is a failed state, you may ask? According to here, a failed state is a state that has lost its ability to function within a settlement. Factors include economic collapse, resource depletion or exploitation, and a decline in social well-being. We do not want that to happen. We express our trust to our members of Congress and local officials to take the necessary actions to maintain due governance in the village. The provincial government of Ye Old Terrestrial will address possible concerns of the village. Plans of Plainsfield City to annex White Tone Village is not being ruled out, according to their local government. Moving on to our dear Landovians, I humbly apologize for the massive delays of this project. It's too good to be true, they say. But the Picot International Airport project will be completely halted. Time was wasted. Excessive resources were wasted. Contractors back and forth, juggling our time and money. I'd like the project's master director and in charge to report to me as soon as possible what the issues were exactly. Do we even need to accuse anyone of their poor planning? What more do we need to do? The Department of Urban Planning and Development and the Department of Architecture and Infrastructure will conduct an investigation into the delays and the alleged anomalies from the contractors. Both departments will also conduct a feasibility study. If the next Congress wishes to resume the project, the next administration should look forward to that. Speaking of the 6th Congress, the Senate will gain 1 seat for Ocelot Island, bringing the total to 5 seats, plus the VP. The House of Representatives will gain 8 seats from 15 to 23 in the next Congress. These delegations of senators and representatives can be seen on your screens. The 8 new seats come from the 7 established villages and municipalities, and 1 seat from the new district of Tokashir and Picot City, which was established almost 1.5 years ago. Sonomo City has the largest number of district representatives. Moreover, here are the pending bills in the 5th Congress which I have demanded an emergency meeting to discuss upon especially on the Comprehensive Migration Control Measures Act. We will heavily scrutinize this proposed law properly. The Ocelot Island Citizenship Extension Act wants to extend the application of citizenship for all stateless entitled inhabitants of Ocelot Island. The Consolidated Mayoral Leadership Act simplifies the process of solidifying the one mayor, multiple governments constitutional process prior to elections, without needing to file a bill. The Life Skills Curricula Act proposes to add a life skills subject for middle and high school curricula to provide necessary and effective skills throughout life. According to the Department of Education Secretary, the new subject was proposed to address the changes in the society for the new generations. Basic competencies, topics, and skills include foundations of daily living, self-awareness and safety, communication and social growth, mental wellness and practical exploration, social engagement and career awareness, adulting and life direction, and more. There are also the constitutional amendments they want to propose. I will not be discussing those for the meantime. Now, for our national statistics. The estimated population of Landova has grown to 98,500, which was greatly contributed to by the establishment of Ocelot Island. Our gross domestic product in nominal figures is $1.38 billion. Our GDP per capita has substantially declined to $14,000 in nominal figures. Data analysts and economists have said that this decline was caused by the population growth of our country when we established Ocelot Island, as well as the heavy competition in the world market overseas. Now, as I conclude my address, I will be stepping down as president next year, for I am not be running for a third term. It has been an honor to serve as your second president. We will keep in touch for new developments, and we will stay at your service to address your growing needs and concerns. I didn't get to attain what you have expected of me. I am disappointed. We are disappointed. It took long enough to get what we want to achieve, yet we're determined to keep the dream sparkling. Henceforth, I will delegate the best potential candidate in my cabinet to be the next candidate for the elections. Thank you, Landovians. Thank you for your unwavering and everlasting support. This is my last State of the Nation address. This is us for now. May you have a great day ahead. Thank you, and good afternoon to all. Thank you.
And that was President Klovinschki's fourth State of the Nation address. The President and the Cabinet will now be heading down for the inauguration ceremony of the University of Vampy. We will be right back after the break.